Now, the United Nations is launching a new strategy to help the world's poorest people who survive on less than $1 a day. It's devised ways of helping the bottom billion of people whose lives are set to get worse because of the global economic crisis. Well, I'm glad to say joining me in the studio is the United Nations Industrial Development Chief, Dr. Kandeh Yumkella, who can tell us more about the plan. Dr. Yumkella, thanks for coming in to Sky World News. Exactly how does the United Nations hope to help the world's bottom billion, as you call it?
Well, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. We are launching this report today. It's a report we've done in collaboration with some scholars at Oxford University and scholars around the world. Our basic premise is that, after 20 years of an obsession with financial engineering, we're saying we need to go back to basics. We need to go back and support industrial transformation and structural changes within countries that will, in fact, help these bottom billion move into the manufacturing sector, because we've seen, based on our study, we've looked at about 10 industrial clusters across the world, how much jobs they've created, the knowledge transfer that has taken place, and how they've been connected to the global economy. So this is a key premise there. Second, we also argue that part of the solution for helping the bottom billion is connecting them to global markets. Because some strategies have looked more at what we call the happy peasant syndrome, that you can convert some of these guys and they still stay on their farms producing on less than 1 acre. We feel that bigger investments in infrastructure will open up markets and also help technology transfer to these low-income producers.
But the timing, it has to be said, is difficult due to the economic downturn at the moment. Has that slightly scuppered your plans?
No, we feel the timing is right, because we're sending a message that, look, as we try to fix the economies of the more advanced rich countries, let's not forget that out there you still have commitments that the global community had made to the poorest of the poor. We still have the Millennium Development Goals. We still have to deal with climate change. But we take one segment of that, which is the economic development of these countries, that in fact we should have a coordinated global stimulus response to the crisis, to make sure that we have the future markets ready once the crisis is over.
I mean, I must just try and get your idea and the Oxford graduates and the United Nations idea on exactly how bad is the current situation at the moment.
Well, as you see the reports every day, it's very bad. We had already suspected since last September, based on our own field offices, that in fact, after the financial sector, there will be massive problems in the industrial sector. And as you can see now from The Economist or other magazines, some are saying the collapse of manufacturing. And what has really helped globalization over time, apart from the digital revolution, has been the opportunity for a number of middle-income countries to produce goods. And in our report, we talk about NICE, the non-inflationary continuous expansion we've enjoyed for over a decade, that in fact we should not forget that is really what has made a difference in globalization.
You keep talking about countries. Let's narrow it down. Which countries need the most help?
Africa. Africa needs a lot of help to be connected now. Africa needs significant investments in infrastructure and also trade opportunities, market access, special revisiting of rules of origin, to make sure that in fact a number of countries can promote greater regional integration, pool their production facilities together, so that in fact they can export more and be connected to global markets.
Dr. Yumkella, we could go on for a long time talking about this really interesting subject. Good luck with your report today as well, and thank you so much for coming in to Sky World News.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're watching Sky World News. Coming up on the programme for you, Hillary Clinton urges cooperation from China, but ends her visit with a trip to the church.